parallel universes are not just stuff of sci-fi. So why are we the most creative in the shower? Did you know that 1 in 200 men could actually be related? They are now the most valuable company in the world. Hey guys, welcome back to The More You Know, the series on YouTube where we go through interesting topics that we find on the internet. So let's get straight into the first one. So last week I was talking to you about the Mandela effect, and I mentioned that I would be talking about a particular theory that could be the reason for the Mandela effect. Obviously we're going into conspiracy realm when I'm saying that, but the theory itself is not conspiracy. There's actually science behind it, and what I'm talking about is the multiverse. Now I know all of us who watch Marvel probably have seen it, and we've thought like, yeah, this is just some science gimmick that people have made up, like story writers have just made up this kind of plot which is completely untrue. Basically, parallel universes are not just stuff of sci-fi. So the concept of the multiverse actually comes from quantum mechanics. The many worlds interpretation was proposed by Hugh Everest in 1957. This theory suggests that all possible outcomes of a particular quantum event occur, but in separate non-interacting branches of the universe. There could be a universe where you're a rock star, or you're an astronaut, or you're president or prime minister of your country. That possible world could exist. At a particular point, quantum particles exist in multiple states, or rather probability of it being a particular state, and only when we measure it do we know its actual particular state. As much as I'd like to think that I'm smart enough to grasp this and explain this to you, I'm not. So let me hand it over to actual physicists and people who know what they're talking about. So just watch these couple of videos and maybe you'd understand.
Whenever you have a quantum mechanical system, which, spoiler alert, all systems are quantum mechanical at heart, but whenever you measure it in a particular way, you can get different possible measurement outcomes. This is something we've understood for 100 years now. The question is, what happens to the alternative measurement outcomes that you didn't observe? So if you have a particle, an elementary particle like an electron, and you're going to observe its location or its spin or something like that, the equations will tell you that certain outcomes are possible, certain outcomes are not. An electron is never going to turn into a proton. They have different electrical charges. That will literally never happen. But the electron could be spinning either clockwise or counterclockwise. And the many worlds version of quantum mechanics says both of those will generically come true in different universes. So this is literally a parallel universe. This isn't someplace very, very far away. This is a simultaneously existing reality where the outcome of the quantum mechanical experiment turned out differently to ours.
Oh, when you put like quantum physics and general relativity and you try to come up with some bigger understanding, deeper understanding, string theorists have been all into this, you get a multiverse. How old is the multiverse? I don't know. It's definitely older than our universe because it birthed our universe and it births other universes and it births, the way the equations drive it, an infinity of universes. This is the idea that maybe there's a version of us in another where I'm bald and you got the afro but everything else is the same.
And also a version where everything's the same.
Where everything would be the same, yes.
Everything you've ever said has been said before exactly in the same order.
Correct. There's no reason to presume that everything in this universe isn't or hasn't already played out in the exact way in another one of these infinite universes.
Well, before we get carried away, we have to realize that it is a theory and it can't really be proven because we can't really interact with these other universes, or there's no way to prove that these universes exist. But if we put down what we see with the calculations from these physicists, it does lead to the theory that a multiverse does exist. So whenever you're making a tough decision, just remember that somewhere out there, another version of you was making the opposite decision to what you did. I don't know if that brings you comfort or distress, but yeah, there you go. So this is really mind-blowing to think about. It's maybe more than physics. It's more of a thought experiment to think about how we live in such a vast universe where we don't even know half of the things about the world and the cosmos, how we even came into existence through the Big Bang. I hope in the years to come, with our advancement in understanding quantum physics, we can even understand the Big Bang much better. So I'm sure many of you have wondered why your best ideas come out in the shower. You're there shampooing your hair and then suddenly boom, you solved world peace. But seriously, what's up with that? So let's dive into the science of shower thoughts. So when you're in the shower, you're relaxed. Your brain is in this state called default mode network. Basically, it's like your brain is on autopilot, allowing your thoughts to flow freely. We probably think that we are the most creative and productive when we're in a desk with a beautiful view and we have the right air conditioning and the right chair. But actually, what stops us from being creative is anxiety and stress and all these other factors that play a part in our mind. And we don't get to focus on the things that we want in a calm, free manner. Sometimes we know things ourselves, but it's buried under a lot of anxieties and thoughts and stress, and there are a lot of factors. We don't get the chance to be in an environment where we can be calm, relaxed, be ourselves, our genuine selves. One place where this is the shower. So the warm water, the white noise, all plays a part. It's kind of a sensory isolation that lets your mind roam free. Plus, the process of washing yourself is like a mental lullaby, which lets you be in a more creative state. Also, studies have shown that dopamine gets boosted in these relaxed states, and dopamine has a link to creativity as well. So in a way, your brain is actually rewarding you for letting it take a break and wander. It's not just having a bath, it's any activity that you let your mind wander, whether it's going for a walk, like walking your dog, doodling, or even washing the dishes. It's about giving your brain a break from all that focused thinking and letting your creativity run wild. Next time you're stuck on a particular problem, maybe the solution is to hit the shower, whatever gets your brain into that relaxed, wandering state. Because sometimes the best ideas come when you're not trying to think at all. It could be that 1 in 200 men are actually related to Genghis Khan. Yeah, the guy who built an empire across Asia in the 13th century. So who was Genghis Khan? So originally he was named Temujin. He was the founder of the Great Khan and Mongol Empire, which actually became the largest contiguous empire after his death. He's famous for his military genius, his conquests, as well as unification of the Mongolian tribes. He didn't just conquer land, he actually changed the course of history. Back in 2003, some geneticists published a study that found a specific Y chromosome lineage in 8% of men in a region stretching from Pacific to Caspian Sea. So they traced it back to 1,000 years ago, which lines up pretty well with Genghis Khan's era. The idea is that he had so many descendants that this Y chromosome spread far and wide. So now Genghis Khan is well known for being, let's say, prolific. Historical accounts suggest that he had a lot of children who were also quite busy. So it's not totally out there to think that his genes are still kicking around today. He had multiple different wives as well as concubines, and his sons as well had a lot of wives and concubines and hence children. The study focused on the specific gene marker, the Y chromosome. The thing is, only men have the Y chromosome, so it could only be tested on men. This marker that they found is quite unique, but was found in high concentrations in certain regions. They didn't specifically check for Genghis Khan's DNA, but inferred it based on historical context and genetic distribution. So let's talk numbers. If 1 in 200 men carry it, that's 16 million men today. That's a whole lot of greats adding up over the centuries. But remember, this is all about probabilities and historical detective work. So as much as maybe you like the idea of being related to a great leader, it's not something you can confirm without a time machine or some crazy DNA testing. It does make you think how interconnected we all are. Somewhere down the line have a lot of common descendants, and there's probably one particular man who you and I are both related to. Well, you've probably heard of Nvidia, right? If you bought a laptop that isn't a MacBook, you've probably seen those graphic cards. You're buying a gaming laptop, you know about Nvidia graphics and RTX and GTX. Well, they are now the most valuable company in the world. Move over Apple, Google, Amazon. Nvidia has the throne now. But how did this tech giant go from making graphic cards to being the most valuable company in the world? Let me take you through the history of this company and how we reached here now. They were founded in 1993 and they made GPUs, which are graphics processing units, for gamers. In 1997, Nvidia launched the new NV3 and it sold 1 million units in the first 4 months. In 1999, Nvidia went public via an IPO with $12 per share. So in 2000, Microsoft chose Nvidia to develop the graphics for its first Xbox. In 2005, Sony chose Nvidia to power their PlayStation. In 2010, Nvidia became the graphics chip supplier for Audi. And in 2015, Nvidia launched its Nvidia Drive chip for automated car driving. In 2016, Nvidia released its DGX-1 server for AI applications. In 2018, Nvidia launched RTX. Google also decided to integrate its Pre-4 graphics card into the Google Cloud. Now in 2022, Nvidia debuts its H100 graphics chip for AI. It eclipsed a 3 trillion market cap. Yes, trillion with a T. So the thing is, GPUs are not only great for gaming, they're great for AI. So now Nvidia's GPUs are at the backbone of some of the best and most advanced AI systems out there. Right from self-driving cars to supercomputers. They're not just riding the AI wave, they're actually creating it. So the reason it reached 3 trillion is because everyone wants a slice of the AI pie, right? And Nvidia's literally serving up the best slices. Their chips are in high demand and they're innovating way faster than anyone else. So what's next for Nvidia? They're definitely not going to slow down. Their demand is increasing more and more each day as AI becomes the hot topic and probably the future. So yeah, Nvidia's rise to the top is a testament to their strategy, their innovation, and a bit of luck, obviously. Coming to the bonus fact for today, do you know what the national animal of Scotland is? Leave it down in the comments below. I'm going to put 4 options up here. Well, if you picked unicorn, you would be right. The unicorn has been the national animal of Scotland for more than 600 years. In Celtic mythology, the unicorn symbolizes purity, innocence, power, masculinity, dominance, chivalry, courage, and unity. It may also come from the medieval legend that only the king could conquer one due to his strength. The more you know, right? Thanks each and every one of you who are watching and for making it this far. Please like and subscribe. It does make a huge difference to my channel. If you have anything you want me to talk about or you have any suggestions, please leave it in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you next time.